Humans have always feared endings. Not because endings are cruel, but because we do not like silence. We do not like disappearance. We do not like the idea that something beautiful can simply stop. So we imagined heaven. Not as a place of truth, but as a place of comfort. A place where pain does not follow us. A place where loss is repaired. A place where love never ends. A place where everything finally makes sense. Heaven did not begin as a belief. It began as a wish that death was not the last word, a wish that suffering was not the final story, a wish that love could not be erased, and that wish is deeply human. It is not foolish, it is not weak, it is tender. When a child loses someone they love, they want to believe that person is still somewhere. When a parent buries a child, they want to believe the child is safe. When people feel the weight of injustice, they want to believe fairness will exist somewhere else. Heaven became the place where everything broken would be repaired. But comfort does not always mean truth, and truth does not always remove beauty. It only changes where beauty lives. Heaven is a human fantasy, because it carries human hopes. It carries human fears. It carries human pain. It carries human love. It looks exactly like what humans wish life would become, not what the universe has shown it to be. The universe has never promised perfection. It has only promised change. Stars are born and they die. Planets form and they break apart. Life appears and it disappears. Nothing in nature shows us a place where everything stops changing. Nothing shows us a place where loss does not exist. Nothing shows us a place where time does not move. So why did we imagine one? Because we could. Because imagination is one of our greatest gifts. But imagination can also protect us from reality. Heaven is not written in the sky. It is written in the human heart. We imagine heaven because we want justice. We imagine heaven because we want peace. We imagine heaven because we want reunion. We imagine heaven because we want love to be permanent. And these are not wrong desires. They are beautiful desires. But they do not prove heaven exists. They only prove that humans care deeply. We do not imagine heaven because we have seen it. We imagine heaven because we have lost things. We imagine heaven because we have loved. We imagine heaven because we are afraid to forget. We imagine heaven because we do not want to be forgotten. Heaven is a human fantasy because it answers human emotional needs, not because it answers universal evidence. This does not make heaven meaningless. It makes it symbolic. Heaven is a story humans tell themselves to survive grief, to survive injustice, to survive fear, to survive the idea that life may be brief. In this way, heaven is not a place. It is a language of hope, a language of comfort, a language of resistance against despair. But when we confuse comfort with truth, we stop asking deeper questions. We stop asking what makes life meaningful now. We stop asking how to reduce suffering here. We stop asking how to love better today, because we begin to believe that everything will be fixed later, and later becomes more important than now. This is where the fantasy becomes dangerous, not because it is imagined, but because it can make us delay responsibility. If heaven will fix injustice, why fight injustice here? If heaven will heal pain, why heal pain now? If heaven will reward kindness, why protect kindness today? The universe has never shown us a second chance world. It has only shown us this one, this fragile moment, this fragile planet, this fragile life. And inside this fragile space, we are alive. We breathe, we think, we feel, we love, we lose, we remember. And all of this is happening here, not somewhere else. Heaven becomes a fantasy when we use it to escape responsibility, but it remains a beautiful story when we use it to express our deepest values. Because heaven is not about clouds or light. It is about peace. It is about fairness. It is about love without loss. And those are human dreams, not cosmic evidence. Heaven reflects what we wish the universe would be, not what the universe has shown itself to be. And yet, even if heaven is a fantasy, it reveals something important. Humans want goodness to win. Humans want love to survive. Humans want pain to end. Humans want meaning. So heaven is not proof of another world. It is proof of our mortal imagination. Proof that we do not accept cruelty easily. Proof that we do not accept loss quietly. Proof that we long for something better. And longing itself is not weakness. It is humanity. But the universe does not promise us heaven. It offers us now. And now is where everything real happens. Every kind word, every brave act, every honest apology, every gentle touch, every effort to understand. These are not steps toward heaven. They are heaven-like moments inside reality. Heaven may be a fantasy, but compassion is real, love is real, courage is real, memory is real, connection is real, and these things exist only here. We do not need heaven to justify kindness. We only need awareness. We do not need heaven to give life meaning. We only need presence. When we accept that heaven is a human fantasy, we do not lose beauty. We move beauty back into life. We stop waiting for peace later. We begin creating peace now. We stop waiting for fairness later. We begin protecting fairness now. We stop waiting for love later. We begin loving more honestly now. And something quiet happens. Life becomes more precious. Not because it lasts forever, but because it does not. We begin to treat moments carefully. We begin to treat people gently. We begin to treat time respectfully, because we understand that this may be all we truly have. Not because it is small, but because it is real. Heaven may be a fantasy, but humanity is not, and humanity is where meaning lives. You are not here to prepare for another world. You are here to live in this one, to learn, to care, to try, to forgive, to grow, to leave something kinder behind than you found. Heaven may live in stories, but responsibility lives in action, and action is where real change happens. As this understanding deepens, the idea of heaven does not disappear. It transforms. It stops being a destination and becomes a direction toward kindness, toward justice, toward love, toward understanding, toward gentleness, toward courage. And that direction is not in the sky, it is in us. When heaven becomes a direction instead of a destination, something inside us changes. We stop looking upward, and we begin looking at each other. We stop asking what waits for us after life, and we begin asking how we treat life while it is here. We realize that every idea of heaven humans have ever imagined looks strangely familiar. It looks like safety. It looks like fairness. It looks like belonging. It looks like peace. It looks like love that cannot be taken away. In other words, heaven looks like the world humans wish they had built. And this is not a coincidence. It is a confession. Heaven is not proof of another place. It is proof of our deepest moral hopes. We imagined heaven because we knew this world was not yet kind enough. We imagined heaven because we saw suffering. We imagined heaven because we felt injustice. We imagined heaven because we loved too deeply to accept loss. So we created a place where loss does not win. But when we believe heaven is real in the future, we sometimes forget to build it in the present. We wait. We endure. We accept things we should change. We tolerate pain we should heal. We excuse cruelty we should challenge, because we believe another world will correct it. But the universe has never shown us another world. It has only shown us this one, and this one is in our hands. Heaven as a fantasy is not dangerous because it is imagined. It is dangerous only when it replaces responsibility. When we move heaven back into human behavior, something beautiful happens. We stop asking who will judge us later, and we begin asking how we treat others now. We stop asking where souls will go, and we begin asking how lives are lived. We stop asking what waits beyond death, and we begin asking what we leave behind. This does not make life heavier. It makes it brighter. Because now, Every act matters more. Every word matters more. Every kindness matters more. Every cruelty matters more. Every choice becomes part of the only heaven we will ever know. Not a place, but a condition. A condition created by human care. A condition destroyed by human neglect. A condition rebuilt every day by human courage. When we stop expecting heaven to save us, we begin saving each other. When we stop waiting for divine justice, we begin practicing human justice. When we stop waiting for perfect peace, we begin creating small peace. And small peace grows. Not quickly, but steadily. Like all real things. Heaven is a human fantasy, but humanity is a real responsibility. We are the only beings who can reduce suffering with intention. We are the only beings who can choose compassion consciously. We are the only beings who can learn from history. We are the only beings who can imagine better worlds and try to build them. No star will do this for us. No universe will do this for us. No story will do this for us. Only us. And this does not remove wonder. It gives wonder purpose. The sky is still beautiful. The stars are still mysterious. Life is still fragile. Love is still powerful. But now meaning is not borrowed. It is built. You do not need heaven to justify kindness. Kindness justifies itself. You do not need heaven to justify love. Love is already complete in the moment it is given. You do not need heaven to justify forgiveness. Forgiveness is already a miracle inside time. You do not need heaven to justify courage. Courage already transforms reality. Heaven may promise perfection, but perfection has never made humanity better. Growth has. Learning has. Failing has. Trying again has. Heaven is a fantasy of arrival. Life is the reality of becoming. And becoming is far more beautiful. You are not here to arrive somewhere flawless. You are here to grow somewhere imperfect. You are not here to wait for a perfect world. You are here to improve a fragile one. Heaven promises no tears, but humanity teaches us how to wipe them. Heaven promises no pain, but humanity teaches us how to heal. Heaven promises no loss, but humanity teaches us how to remember. And remembering is a form of love. So perhaps heaven is not ahead of us. Perhaps heaven is behind us. In every act of kindness, in every brave decision, in every honest apology, in every gentle goodbye, in every moment we choose compassion over comfort. In every moment we choose understanding over anger. In every moment we choose love over fear. And slowly, something becomes clear. Heaven is not a place we go. It is a way we live. Not perfectly, but sincerely. Not forever, but meaningfully. And when life ends, it does not need to continue somewhere else to be valuable. It only needs to have been lived with awareness, with courage, with kindness, with truth. Because a life that was lived fully does not need another world to justify it. It was already complete. When you accept that heaven is a human fantasy, you do not lose hope. You gain responsibility. You gain honesty. You gain presence. You begin to see life not as a waiting room, but as the only stage where meaning can appear. You stop asking, what will happen to me after I die? And you begin asking, how am I living while I am alive? And this question is not frightening. It is freeing. Because now, every moment becomes valuable. Not because it lasts forever, but because it does not. A short song can still be beautiful. A brief light can still guide. A fragile life can still matter deeply. We do not measure love by how long it lasts. We measure it by how real it feels. We do not measure courage by eternity. We measure it by action. We do not measure meaning by forever. We measure it by impact. Heaven promises eternal peace, but humans can create peaceful moments. Heaven promises perfect justice, but humans can choose fairness. Heaven promises endless love, but humans can love deeply now. And now is where love is felt. Now is where kindness is needed. Now is where courage matters. You may still believe in heaven, and that belief may comfort you. And comfort is not wrong. But comfort should never replace compassion. Comfort should never replace responsibility. Comfort should never replace growth, because when belief becomes an escape from action, it loses its highest value. A human fantasy is not harmful when it inspires goodness. It only becomes harmful when it replaces goodness. Heaven, when understood as a symbol, becomes beautiful. It becomes a mirror of what humans want to become, a mirror of what we know we should protect, a mirror of what we hope we can someday create. And maybe that is the true purpose of heaven, not to promise another world, but to remind us what kind of world we should build here, a world with less cruelty, less indifference, less silence, and more care, more listening, more understanding, more courage. We are not here to be perfect. We are here to be aware. We are not here to be eternal. We are here to be meaningful. We are not here to wait for salvation. We are here to create dignity. We are not here to escape suffering. We are here to reduce it. We are not here to prove heaven exists. We are here to prove humanity can grow. And when you see it this way, something inside you becomes calm. Not because life is easy, but because life is honest. You no longer need guarantees. You no longer need promises of another world. You only need to know that what you do matters, that how you treat people matters, that how you live matters, that how you love matters, and that is enough. A universe without heaven is not a universe without meaning. It is a universe that trusts humans to create meaning, and that trust is powerful. So live gently, think deeply, love honestly, forgive bravely, learn continuously, and remember this: you do not need heaven to make your life valuable. Your life is already valuable because it is lived, because it is felt, because it is shared, because it is remembered, because it is real. Heaven may be a human fantasy, but humanity itself is the true miracle, and that miracle is happening now, in you, in your choices, in your words, in your kindness, in your courage, in your awareness, and that is more beautiful than any perfect sky could ever be.